All right, welcome back. One of our favorites is joining us, April Sins. Good afternoon. You have quite an interesting topic for us today. We're talking all about caffeine. How much is too much?
That's right. Thanks, Taylor. Yes. So we're kind of coming up toward the end of March, which is Caffeine Awareness Month.
Okay.
And so this is a topic that is near and dear to a lot of people. 85% of Americans are consuming caffeine on a daily basis. So very, very common. And caffeine can be found mostly in beverages. Like 98% of people get their
Okay.
caffeine from beverages. And so I have some examples right here, but before I go over the examples, I want to tell you about how much is too much. So the USDA guidelines just came out for Americans, and for the typical healthy American, 400 milligrams per day is the max amount that they recommend that's consumed. And they recommend not to have more than 200 milligrams per sitting. So you don't want to have that all at one time. So that being said, I have a few examples of some
Okay.
different things. And also, in addition to that, some people's doctor might recommend they have less, especially with pregnancy and kids and things like that. But having that knowledge is key. So I have a few examples right here. I have some Diet Coke, which would just represent pretty much any regular soft drink. And
Okay.
then I have black tea, I have Red Bull, I have a chocolate bar, and I have coffee.
All
Out of
right.
all of these, what would you think that would be with the highest caffeine level?
I'm leaning towards the Red Bull or the coffee, but my gut's going to go with the coffee because I feel like it's more
Yeah.
known for caffeine.
Yeah. So what's interesting about coffee is that when you have homebrewed coffee, we all brew our coffee differently. So you might brew your coffee stronger or less. It's hard to know exactly how much, but the average cup of 8-ounce coffee is about 95 milligrams of caffeine.
Okay.
Now, compared to Red Bull is about 80 milligrams of caffeine. So it's actually less than that
Oh,
homebrew
wow.
cup of coffee. And then you have the tea, which is actually the highest among all these,
Is it
which is
really?
100.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. I
isn't that
wouldn't have
something?
thought
100
about
milligrams.
that.
And then yeah, and this is 76 milligrams. And chocolate, a lot of people think chocolate has a lot of caffeine, but it's really only 9 milligrams for the whole bar of chocolate. Dark
Okay.
chocolate's a little bit higher. And then your brewed coffee at the coffee house is going to be the highest. I don't have an example right here, but it's usually around 180 milligrams per 8-ounce of coffee.
Oh, wow. You totally got me with the tea because in my head I'm like, well, I know tea has caffeine, but I didn't think it was, I thought it was less than coffee. I always go for the coffee when I need a caffeine pick-me-up.
I know, right? It's very surprising. And just knowing the amount that we have and just kind of paying attention to how much and also what time of day are we having that as well, so that we can get some good sleep at night.
Absolutely. And April, if people want to learn more, where can they find you really quick before we go?
You can find me on rouses.com and on Rouses Market's Facebook page as well.
Awesome. April, thank you so much for teaching us something new today. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely.